Hello everyone, welcome back to eDoor to the World. I am Raymond and I am very happy to be here with you.
Hello everyone, it's Figa here and I'm super excited for today's discussion. Welcome back and I hope you guys had a wonderful summer vacation.
So Figa, before we dive into our topic, how are you doing today and how was your summer vacation, by the way?
Well, Raymond, I'm doing great, by the way. And you know that it's always a blast to be here with you. But let's talk about my summer vacation. Well, it was absolutely amazing. I got to return to South Africa and spend time with my family and friends.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I also got time to relax, and enjoy the outdoors back at home. But if I can say this in 2 words, can you guess what I can say to explain my summer vacation? I would say it was peaceful and also chaotic at the same time. But I'm glad to be back. And how was yours, by the way? How was your summer vacation?
That's awesome to hear, Fika. I am doing great as well. My summer vacation was good. We got to visit Japan by the cruise.
Oh, that's awesome. How long was this cruise? Was it a week, 2 days? How
It
long
was
it?
a 4 days cruise
Oh,
to Okinawa
that's
and to a nearby islands.
Maybe I should visit
You
Japan
should.
by cruise as well.
Yeah, you
Super.
should. Yeah.
Okay.
And beside that, I didn't do anything special. But I think always we enjoy summertime.
Yeah, but
As
I think
always.
that cruise was special enough to cover the entire period of the summer vacation.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, let's get into the topic for today. The big topic: the Bangladesh flash floods in 2024.
Oh yeah.
Fika, so could you believe how bad the floods have been this year?
Oh my goodness, Raymond, it's really sad to hear about the floods in Bangladesh and India, and they have affected so many people, and it's been very hard for the country.
Absolutely, Fika. These flash floods were caused by heavy rain and water from rivers flowing in from India. So over 5.8 million people were affected by these floods.
That's terrible, Raymond. But also more than 1 million people are stuck in areas where the water cut them off. Over 500,000 people had to leave their homes, and now they are staying in shelters.
Shelters? Wow, Fika, that's a huge number of people. And the floods are also damaged farms, roads, and
Yes.
fish ponds, making it very hard for people to live their normal lives.
Yes, and also crops on a huge area of land have been ruined. The farmers have lost a lot of money because of this, of the damage to their fish and livestock.
And it's not just farms, because over 7,000 schools are closed as well.
That's
So,
terrible.
1.75 million kids cannot go to school right now.
Oh my God, that's really terrible. Plus also the shelters are very crowded, and this is causing a lot of problems, especially for women and girls. Clean water is also a big concern because many toilets and water systems were flooded during this period.
Yeah, Fika, and in some places like Noakhali, more than half of the area cannot even be reached because the roads are underwater and there is no electricity.
Okay, you know what? This reminds me, Raymond, that we normally have floods also back in South Africa, like on a yearly basis. And these issues are not just issues that are based in India, but all over the world. What is your experience when it comes to floods in Taiwan?
Because here in Taoyuan City, we don't usually get floods that often. But I remember that one time that I was a kid, back in about 10 years ago, 10 years-ish, we had a typhoon coming, and there were floods everywhere in Taoyuan City, and we were living on the first floor.
Oh.
And everything was underwater, and
So that affected you guys?
yeah, for a few days.
Oh, okay.
But I think there would be different places in Taiwan that would be much more easier to be affected by floods, especially in the lower places.
Oh, okay.
What about you, Fika? Have you ever...
Well, as I said, we've had floods back in South Africa, but it has not affected me directly. My city, especially in Durban, because the city is very flat, so you find that when there's heavy rains, it's easier for floods to occupy or find its place in such areas. But the government is doing something about it, especially when it comes to drainage systems.
That's good.
Trying to make sure that whenever it rains, the water can quickly move away from land. So
Yes.
so that's one of the things the government is working on. But also when there are issues, we've got shelters. People are always looking forward to help, and the government is always also there.
Organizations will be helping as well.
Yeah. So that's my experience.
Okay, now let's take a closer look at some important words from our discussion today. Fika, could you pick 3 words and use one in a sentence?
Sure, Raymond. The words I've picked are floods,
淹水,洪水,
shelters,
避难所,
crops,
农作物.
and here's a simple sentence. Many people are staying in shelters because their homes were flooded.
Now, do you have a question for our listeners about today's topic?
Of course, Raymond. The question is, what do you think communities can do to help people affected by floods? I'm going to repeat the question. What do you think communities can do to help people affected by floods?
Great question, Fika. And also, could you help us explain the tricky words you mentioned earlier?
Absolutely. Floods happen when too much rain or water from rivers covers the land. Shelters are safe places where people can stay if they have to leave their homes. And crops are plants that farmers grow for food like rice and vegetables.
Okay, now Fika, we have talked about what happens in Bangladesh, in India, right? So we can talk about what can we do and what's being done to help the people affected by the floods.
Yeah, Raymond. The government and also the United Nations, they work together to bring help to the people, providing them with things like food, water, which is very important, as well as shelter where people can actually, sort of sleep and store their things, and other things that, affected people
Yes.
need. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's really important, Fika. But as we know that the road to recovery will take time.
Yes.
So people need help to rebuild their homes and get back to their normal lives.
Exactly, and every little bit of help counts, wherever it comes from, whether it comes from the government or organizations or local people, it will be appreciated.
Yes, before we wrap up today, let's revisit our discussion question.
Absolutely, Raymond. Okay, the question that we asked today is, what do you think communities can do to help people affected by floods? Let me repeat it again. What do you think communities can do to help people affected by floods? You know what? We are so eager to hear your thoughts and ideas, you guys. So bring them in.
And you might win a big prize later. Thank you, Fika, and thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to eDoor to the World. Remember, as we mentioned, every time, every action counts when it comes to helping others in times of need.
Raymond, that's right. Let's all work together to make a positive impact and support communities affected by any kind of natural disasters. Well, from me, until next time, everybody, take care.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
This program is sponsored and brought to you by
Taoyuan
ETRC Taoyuan.